107.3 KFFM. Welcome to your Monday. And I call it a mindful Monday. And I also do my mantra on a Monday. And you can find that over at KFFM.com. But I was super excited because this weekend I kind of went on a binge. I was like buying all this stuff. And I almost bought a year's worth of yoga online. And then Sharon reached out to me. And Sharon is actually one of the new instructors. Can I say new instructors?
Yes.
Okay. Over at Yoga Collective of Yakima. And what were you calling it for short?
Yoko.
Yoko. I love that. On this Mindful Monday, I thought it was perfect because we're kicking off 2020. Everybody and their mother's trying to go to the gym and trying to get it right, get it tight, all that business. And I love this because Yoga is free. You guys, did you hear that? It's free. But Sharon, I was hoping that you could kind of give me a little background on how you got into this because everybody has that moment where they want to try something new. And then you start getting a little freaked out and inside your head. So kind of tell me what you were just telling me about your experience of wanting to test out yoga.
Yeah, so I took my first class when I was 11 years old.
Oh.
Yeah, my sister took me to her yoga class and I liked it. And, 11-year-old, you're
Right.
flexible and you can do a lot of things. And so throughout the years, I've been taking classes. I took some classes at YVC and at some of the local studios here in Yakima. But I always wanted to do more than just practice yoga.
Go to a class.
Yeah, just go to a class. I wanted to teach. And so when I looked into that opportunity, I realized that it was very expensive. It's an expensive program and I didn't have the money at that time. So earlier this summer, around June, the opportunity came up on Facebook. The Yoga Collective was looking for instructors who didn't have any experience or didn't have any hours, and they were offering the program for free.
For free. I love these stories because, you put it out there. Like you wanted to do it, but you had set it aside because you thought, okay, well, I can't afford this thing, so I'm just going to let it go. But then obviously it was meant for you because it showed up in another way.
Yep.
So you thought, all right, I'm going to test this out. But then what happened?
So my own fear of not being good enough, my own fear of failing at something that I had no experience in besides just doing it on my own.
For fun.
I said to myself, I don't think I can do this. I don't think that I'm capable of becoming a teacher. And so I show up to the informational meeting and I realized that everyone was, they look someone like me, someone who is not an Instagram yoga teacher, someone who doesn't look perfect, essentially. And so it was women, and there's actually a guy in my class, so it's not just all women, who have a passion for yoga and for the health aspect of things, and not just your body, but also your mind.
Yes.
So
because there's a lot to yoga. It's not just being quiet and learning how to be flexible.
Yeah, it's that, but it's also breathing techniques, how to calm yourself. Sometimes you can be in a stressful situation and you don't know what to do. Have you ever been in the car and you have someone that cuts you off, for example?
Oh, yeah, and you're instantly angry.
And you're so angry and you're like, what do I do? Sometimes you cuss them out.
Yeah.
And sometimes...
You run them over? No, don't do that. Somebody just got in trouble. Just saying.
No, you should not do that. In yoga, we practice mindfulness and breathing techniques.
Okay.
And so we're able to learn ways to cope with anger,
stress,
or stress,
anxieties.
Exactly.
So she was freaking out about this thing, had already put a bunch of it's not going to work for me. I'm not good enough. But you got over that fear. You just said, screw it. I'm going to do this.
Yep.
And now look at you. So how far are you along in your training?
So the program is a 200-hour program to be certified. Now I have about 120 hours out of the 200.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm expected to be completed by the end of March.
Okay.
So that's exciting.
So what is the thing that you have found since you've been going through this that you love the most about yoga so far?
I like the community. I have gotten to know people of different walks of life. People who are older than me, younger than me, less flexible, more flexible than me, different body shapes, just different people. And I love that. Now I see some of my students, I see them at the store or, somewhere around Yakima, and they say hi to me and they say, say hi to me with like that happiness.
And you're like, I'm doing it.
Yeah. And so for me, being in the program, I was able to learn ways to deal with my own anxiety.
Okay.
And it's a road to self-healing.
I love that.
For me. And so being able to teach people how to deal with their anxiety and their stress, that's a passion for me because I didn't have the tools before. And it's not just yoga, it's also seeking a therapist and eating better and getting better sleep and drinking more water, you know, little things like that.
It all starts somewhere.
Yes.
So this is a great opportunity. And I love the fact that it is a free opportunity for people. So being that you're almost finished with this, where could people find more information, one, about the Yoga Collective and the classes? Let's get into the business.
Yeah. So the classes are posted online.
Okay.
And you can go to Yoga Collective of Yakima. If you click on the page, there is going to be a section where it says events.
Okay.
And it shows the entire list of events, you know, free classes. You can also, the main picture on that page has also the schedule.
Okay.
Or you can swing by the Yoga Collective. We are located on the strip mall on 26th and Nob Hill.
Okay.
So kind of like where Ted Brown and that Chinese buffet is at.
Got it.
You can get one of our printed calendars.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And you add an extra layer to the Yoga Collective because are you teaching? Or are you still? Okay. So and you're teaching Spanish.
Correct. Yes.
So we've got English and Spanish classes.
Correct. So the classes that are bilingual or Spanish are listed. If you're a non-Spanish speaker and you happen to go to a Spanish class, know that the instructors are bilingual.
Okay.
And so we will always help out anyone that, you know, has any questions. Sometimes it's not even the language. It's like if someone is far away, you know, just raise their hand and we'll speak louder. So we're there to help out and to make sure that hour that they allow us to teach, it's what they're looking for.
Oh, that's beautiful. So for anybody out there who's ready to start something new, know that you can, because look at Sharon is over here becoming an instructor. Like the universe literally was like, do you want to do this for free? All right, I will give it to you. Let's put these things out into the universe and then give me some tips and tricks if somebody's never done yoga before, so that way they can kind of mentally and physically prepare themselves, because I know water is super important getting yourself prepared to do yoga.
I would say to get a good night's sleep, drink some water, wear appropriate clothing, so don't wear jeans. They're very restrictive.
Right.
I think those are the main things. We provide at the Yoga Collective, we provide mats.
Oh, beautiful.
The yoga mats, bolsters, blankets, blocks. So we provide everything that you may need to make a pose accessible.
Okay.
And a lot of them are variations of poses.
Correct, because some people are super flexible. And that I love that you had said earlier that you were a little intimidated because you felt like, because of the way that you look, people probably could do poses that you couldn't do. And then you were over here like, oh, you can't do that? I can do that.
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with body type or how much weight you're carrying or anything like that, because we see Lizzo, shoot, she looks good as hell and she's working that business. I bet she could do yoga poses some people can't do because of the twerking.
Yoga is for everyone. It don't matter your age, your gender, none of that. Yoga is for everyone. At the Yoga Collective, we make yoga accessible for everyone. We even have chair yoga. So for the older folks, I'm thinking of like my grandma, for example. I have taught her a few poses.
Oh, I love that.
Using the chair. So being flexible and being mobile, it prolongs your life.
It does.
So
quality of life.
Yes.
Super, super important. So know that there's free stuff out there. Got to look for it sometimes, but that's why we have KFFM. And Sharon, thank you for even reaching out, and we're so happy to have you. If you guys want the full information, kffm.com. Anything else you would like to say since you got the platform?
Yeah, so our classes are free. We have sponsorships. People, they sponsor a class, the cost of a class.
Oh, beautiful.
For the space that we have is the equivalent of $20.
Okay.
So sometimes people can only sponsor with $1. Sometimes a person can sponsor the entire class.
Oh, beautiful.
And I'm speaking of, even if there's 45 people in that classroom, if there are $20 as a sponsorship.
Okay. So whatever you can bring to the table.
Yeah.
If it's $0, if it's just a smile, if it's $20, awesome.
Exactly. If you don't have money, that's not what it's about. Is more than enough.
Oh,
so, yes.
Beautiful. Well, thank you very, very much.
You.
Namaste, lady.
Namaste.